Hey there, everybody. This is Bud Dunrich. Want to talk a little bit about the number two of the Mandarin, Mandolin. What was it? Mandalorian. That's what it is, right? Mandarin, Mandolin. Oh man, all them Manda things going through my head. Man. It's a man's world. It's a Mandalorian world, right? So anyway, this is number two. I caught that there first one there, and I appreciated it. I thought it was a pretty decent there television program. Probably. Now that was the best time. That was the best Star Wars ever to be on television so far, thus far. And, that is something for Mr. Iger to put up on the mantelpiece, because there's just been a string of failures when it comes to getting Star Wars on the television. And I remember very vividly the disappointment I felt as a child when the Ewok films came out on television. I thought to myself, you got to remember this was only 3 television stations. And, it was something special to get a Star Wars film in your home. And those are just boring and insipid and just terrible interest in the Star Wars canon and Ewok films. Ewok television specials, So it's a good thing to see these things, and I kind of think there's a bit of brilliance to this idea that this is where the fan base is these days. They're getting older and they're ready to retire, and they're going to be sitting around watching television, and they're going to be looking back on this stuff kind of fondly. And I don't know, you might say Ayers got them just where he wants them. Put you on a subscription, which is, in my opinion, one of the worst kinds of holdups. Worst kinds of holdups there are running these days, and everybody seems to be sort of particular to that sort of stream revenue, get them on the hook, keep them on the line, keep paying out line. You never really have to pull them in. But anyway, this episode 2, I really appreciated in that first one. There was a good homage to Mr. Sam Peckinpah, one of my favorite film directors there. His Wild Bunch certainly was kind of being quoted there in the end, there with the robot, and I appreciate that. One of there is my favorite films. Great piece of cinematic artistry by Mr. Peckinpah, and it's good to see somebody else there appreciates this. I remember fondly sharing that film with my colleagues when old Bud was in film school. Now, in this film, I saw homage to another favorite sort of 1970s film, a samurai film called Lone Wolf and Cub. And certainly it's sort of, along with the little Yoda child there, it's just kind of going to follow that. And sort of, and you can see in the way they try and sort of play these drawn out scenes where little things are being noticed. Unfortunately, my feeling was a lot of that in television in this series, it just felt like a lot of filler, It was like, this is one line of dialogue. This is like one line of script, one line of description in a script. And then you get 3 shots of this and 3 shots of that and 3 shots, and you don't need any of that, It's just all filler. For example, there's, the Jawas want them to get this egg, right? So they give you 3 shots of the sand crawler going across the desert. There's 10 seconds. And then the sand crawler stops, and they give you like 3-4 shots of him coming out of the sand crawler and then walking across the desert to the front of the cave. All that belongs on the cutting room floor. That's just stuff that's filler. It's time killer and filler, and you don't need that kind of thing. And it's kind of surprising in television when you see it, because television is so about economics and about efficiency. You just put in exactly what you need to tell the mood, keep the story moving, and this film kind of stopped everything. And this one kind of felt like a stalwart, and it kind of runs parallel to the trial. It's another little bit of maybe a little bit of calculation going in there. It kind of ends with you get your free Disney subscription for 6 days or 7 days, and then you're not going to get the next Mandalorian. So this one just kind of like, we'll buy some time with this episode. That being said, it seems like a pretty darn good series, and I got nothing to complain about with the streaming service, other than I don't see myself sort of dedicating my good portion of my life on top of the cable service, on a TV service, on the electric service, and then the internet service, and then on the cable service. On top of that, you're moving on to 4 digits just to bring content into your house, and that's ridiculous to old Bug. You never see that kind of sort of pricing back when I was a child. Now, that being said, some good things about it. It was good seeing them blasting Jawa. Sure, we all love that, see that. And little CG was alright. I'm not sure about this Yoda thing and like how that works out for the most part. It's all kind of, you can spin a story any way you want to spin it. But I like the series. I do like it, but I just don't know if anything is really worth what they're asking for these kinds of things these days. I don't see anything really that's worth that much money. So anyway, you be your own judge. You catch it out. The Mandalorian's on Disney Plus. Not a bad show. Not probably if you're a Star Wars fan, you're a Star Wars man, you're gonna like the Mandalorian. Take it easy, Bud Dunrich. Till the next go around.
What a piece of junk!